Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome in. We've joined at quite a good time. Seems to be getting quite busy now. United 777 there, just holding short on, or holding short of 07 right. Just getting ready for departure now.
Can you like DM me what you're saying, man? I can't understand.
Do you have a flat
Yes, I have a flight plan.
or just say that
And a lovely blimp action there, just got a blimp that's catapulted into the ground. But Air France A330 just taxiing on their taxiway Alpha here at Rockford. There's the Emirates 380 that's just landed with a dual engine failure, which isn't very great. You can just see the smoke coming off of the right engines there. That windsock indicating a very strong crosswind, so it'll be interesting to see how these two departures get out. Whether they struggle or they manage to do it very nicely. So here's the United Boeing 777 we were just talking about, getting ready for his departure now.
37 and 7 let's take off runway
9:37.
And trying out a new API today, which is quite cool, quite nice to be able to try it out and utilise it. There's the United 777 just on the climb out for 07 right there. Seem to veer to the left, which is probably what we expected due to that strong crosswind that we've got. The Air France 330 that's just lining up after the United 777's departure.
The 90788 we're currently lined up runway 07 right. France 90788 will just come back. France 90788 clear to take off runway 07 right, wind speeds 3 knots at 180. Clear to take off 07 right, Air France 90788.
So Air France has just been cleared for takeoff now as well. It's on the roll there. But it's quite quiet at Rockford. I'm guessing it should, well, hopefully get a bit busier later on in the stream. Fingers crossed. But yeah, the API that we've got quite nice. I think it displays a lot of information, which is definitely good. I'm expecting that we should get some arrivals from a lot of different airports. But if we don't, then obviously not to worry. I think the main purpose of this stream was to test out the API, which I can now see is working, so that's really good. And you can just see the tail of the tail and the end half of a fuselage just on the Juliet apron. Seems to be a British Airways. And it's just started raining now as well, which isn't very ideal. But yeah, approach path clear, and so is the departure path. So it's quite quiet here at Rockford. Just got an individual standing on the grass there, directly looking into the camera. All right, mate. But yeah, there's the BA320 that we were just talking about. It hasn't filed yet, but it'll be nice to see where they have filed to. I just missed your departure, but that's annoying. Would have been nice to see it. You can just see what seems to be a pushback tug that's just making its way to the possibly the BA320 that's just parked on one of the stands on the Juliet apron. There's a monkey that's clinging onto a pole there. It looks like it's clinging on for dear life. But apart from that, quite barren at Rockford. Not a fat lot going on. I think over the past few days we've had a lot that's occurred in terms of emergencies. Last night there was a ground stop here due to a bomb threat, which wasn't very good. So yeah, the airport basically all came to a stop, and then we had a few. I say a few. We had 5 emergencies within the space of 1 hour, so that definitely had a massive impact on operations here. So that's probably why it's relatively quieter than it usually is here at Rockford. But that BA320 has just filed. They are on their way to Perth, or getting ready to get on their way to Perth. Just another individual there. Alright. But yeah, this is Terminal 1 at Rockford. Very quiet. Apart from the BA, who are going to be transitioning to Terminal 2 here at Rockford. So the new terminal that they're building. And this Aer Lingus UK. I forgot what their call sign is now. But they are not going to be here for very long either. I think that they've just they've just announced that they're going to be ending their operations here. So they'll be switching over to their main base, being Dublin. And all departures will then depart out of there. But at Aer Lingus, they did have a small base at Manchester for quite a while. And this is where all of their A330s came. And they operated to a lot of sunny destinations like Orlando, Tampa, places like that, so in the US. But yeah, they announced earlier on this year that they will be annihilating all of those routes. Well, not annihilating, I say, but they'll be transferring them over to Dublin, which is their main base now. And I think the only base, apart from Cork, possibly. But yeah, that's a bit of information about the Aer Lingus 330 that's just on stand there. And a BAA 330 operated by mainline BA, which you don't actually get a lot here at Rockford either, especially in the A320s. It's usually a lot of BA domestics. That's BA shuttle. They operate under the call sign shuttle, and they're seen a lot at Rockford. Usually coming in from Mellor, so it's quite a short route, but a lot of demand for it, and so I think that's why a lot of people are on those routes. And you can just see the 320 that we're just talking about, the mainline BA, just pushing back off stand now as they get ready to depart to Perth. You can just see the tug pushing it back now. It's not exactly possible to see as of yet, but it's BA A320. Not sure if it's a CEO or a Neo. It might be a CEO. There are a few CO aircraft that BA own who have got sharklets, but I think the majority are just winglets now, I believe. But all of BA's aircraft that are Neos have sharklets, just to increase that level of efficiency that they've got at British Airways. And it seems that we've got an A350 that's just coming in on short final now. There it is. We don't have a lot of information about it, but we do know that it's inbound. And that it's come from Perth, and obviously it's an A350 ACJ, so it's a private aircraft. Keeping that nose wheel up there, quite a bit there.
Howard is center. Howard, this is center. Hello, is runway 25 center available now? Sure, correction, 0 center center. My apologies.
But just that you know, with the Austin Center, when it gets to busy, there's gonna be like a massive traffic. So I'll prefer if you use.
There's the A350 that's just come in from Perth, and then that BA 320 that's just been pushed. Taxiing to 07 right here at Rockford, ready to depart to Perth.
Straight across 07 center, just for 99999. Taxi to holding point Foxtrot via Golf 303 99999.
BA 320 just getting ready for its departure, just taxiing to hold short on 07 right. And we've got two inbounds at the moment, one United 737 and one Qatari A380. That's the two aircraft that's inbound for Rockford. That Qatari A380 you can just see on the bottom left of the screen in that arrival list.
Contact ground 120.40, here's for 999. Thank you very much.
United 4564, I can't hold it anymore. Please let us land. Please. I gotta go use the restroom.
Repeat this.
Oh,
United 4564, please, I can't hold it. I can't hold it.
Alright.
okay. There's the United 737 that's just inbound now. On a very unstable approach for 07 sensor.
07, right? Okay. Or left.
No,
Wait,
just up.
he said center. He said center.
Okay, and it's very unstable, it seems. Very unstable indeed. Which should frankly be means for a go around, but it's trying to get it down.
Holy shit, what a landing.
Trying to get and it did. It did get it down. In all due respect. Yeah, with all due respect, it got it down. With the nose wheel gear just coming down now as well. And that's the thing about 07 Center. It will indeed require a backtrack. That's obviously just how they designed the centre runway here at Rockford. But there's the BA 320 operated by Airline BA just rotating for 07 right at Rockford on their way to Perth.
12485, runway heading, squad 6, 969 over.
The Aer Lingus 330 that we were talking about on stand there on its way to Larnaca. Just lining up on 07 right. And individual there, who I fear might be the one and only William. I'm not sure if he's in game. It might be him, but renowned for that big head of his, incredibly big head of his. Very round, very rotund, very yellow. Seems to be staring directly at the camera with his suit. It does look very dapper, very dashing individual, although his head does take away the fact that he looks dashing, because the head's quite prominent. He's just jumping up and down there. Hello, mate. Hope you're all right. That smile, that face. It's very big, truly very big indeed. Just jumping up and down, and you can see him just behind the Aer Lingus A330 there, and he's probably going to be there when we pan back around, just staring directly at the camera again. But it is the Aer Lingus A330 just departing on its way to Larnaca. And the question is William still there when we pan back around? He's not, and he's just disappeared like that into... Hold on. He's still there, don't worry, he's still there, and he's still staring directly at the camera. In quite a menacing way, actually. But the bloke is still there, indeed. And he's just shimmying towards at a very quick pace. Just moving across the airfield ever so slightly. So we continue panning around, and he's getting closer, and he's moving across 07 left, and he's there, and he's running, and he's come to a stop, and there's a big head is now pointing in the direction of the departure path. Is he looking at a plane? Is he looking at a bird? Or is he just schizophrenic and looking into thin air? Who knows? But the big head is something that you cannot miss. And I don't know where he's. Oh, he's there. He is there. in his suit, looking very dashing. Very well disciplined individual, just inside the vicinity of the airport. I think it might be a good idea for authorities to possibly be called, just to be made aware of his presence, and we are joined with him looking directly at us. He's very close. With the only thing separating us from Big Head William is this fence that separates us from the airport. Quite a concerning individual. But he, as I said, he does look very dashing, so I think we can give it to him there. Congratulations, William. You look very nice. But your head is just a bit big for my liking, and so therefore it's likely that where is he now? He's even closer. He's directly on top of the camera now, William. Hello? A very warm welcome to the stream, William. A very warm welcome. Although he's directly on our tripod that we've got set up here. But apart from that, we've got 3 arrivals that it seems. 3 arrivals onto the 070 at Rockford, and William is very elated about that. He seems to be jumping up and down in a very positive manner, which is always good. It's always good to see that William is very happy indeed. But you can't see his head anymore, unfortunately. You can just see. Oh, and he's now running away from the camera. He seems to have had enough. Just running across the airfield now, and he turns around to look back at the stream with his yellow head, just staring directly at the camera. But it's nice to see that William is happy about the stream, and he seems very happy. Look at that smile, isn't it? Very. It makes you want to smile. It's a very contagious smile, isn't it? But I wish I could say the same thing about the head. No, nice bloke. His presence is very auriful. You know, it's got a. Hold on, and I think I just saw something. I think that's that individual is just on the top of that follow me truck, just being hauled very violently on the bonnet. But you've got that, and then you've also got another person that's decided to join William. So you've got William there, and you've got an individual there, and then you've got someone on the bonnet of a follow me truck there. What on God's green earth is going on here at Rockford? But yeah, William is still there. He's directly in the centre of the airfield, so it's likely that he will be joining us. His presence will be here for the stream. But we've got an inbound Boeing 787 that's just coming in from Tokyo. They've made their initial contact, and then we've got an American Boeing 737 that's just following slowly behind. And just behind the big head, I'm not sure if you can make it out as it's quite big, but you can see an Azul A330 that's just pushed off of stand. They're getting ready to depart to Perth, and you've just got a jumping individual who seems very happy about what I've just said. But yeah, that Azul 330 is just off to Perth now. Not sure where the jumping individual has gone. They essentially just disintegrated into thin air, but there we can see that Qatari A330 that's inbound. It seems that it was getting some delay vectors by air traffic control, possibly to compensate for the busy arrivals that Rockford's now getting. Hello, William. He's got closer now, and he's closer. Hello, William. It's nice to see you, my friend. But there's that 787 that we can just see turning, well, turning for final now. And there's the American Boeing 737 just slightly behind. And the 787 just having been given its landing clearance, just making that final turn now for 07 right. Seems like it's fully configured, as they need to be fully configured before they make their final turn. A visual approach given by air traffic control. A lovely landing indeed from that 787. Lovely touchdown. And before I speak on that again, I think it's important that I speak about the fact that William is being held at gunpoint by what seems to be Avia Gabby, just behind the fence of the airport. And I don't think I can enter the airport to try and help him. So the only thing I can say to William is Godspeed, because you've got a gun aimed at the very back of your head. But chances are he won't even feel it, because his head is so incredibly big that the bullet will just ricochet off of the head, frankly. But that 737 we were just talking about has made their initial contact with air traffic control. They seem to also be on the visual approach for 07 left here. And there's the All Nippon Airways, but it seems that the aircraft is leased, as it's in the plain white livery. But it's just taxiing to the centre runway before it gets its cross clearance. And William has just disappeared. But thank you for joining us, William. Very much enjoyed. But it's the Azul A330 that we were also talking about earlier on, before William and Avia Gabby blessed us with their presence, just lining up on 07 right here, ready for their departure to Perth. And the American 737 just on final for 07 centre is what they've been given from the tower controller. And you can just see the menacing Qatar Airbus A380 that's just behind this 737 here. Oh, is Will so silly? He's an interesting bloke, isn't he? He's a very interesting bloke indeed. But the 737 seems to be nosediving it quite a bit, as that A380 makes its steep turn to the right to align with the 07. Oh, and it's a very steep turn indeed. But they are just turning final now, as the 737 here is inbound for 07 centre. Yeah, he's a bit weird, isn't he? A nice landing from that 737 there that's just coming from Perth. Seems to be getting busier now here at Rockford, with what seems to be a 747 just out on the cargo apron with its nose open. It seems to be smiling. It's very happy. It's possible that Will has blessed bless that UPS 74 with his presence as well. But there's the All Nippon leased aircraft just taxiing to what's likely to be Terminal 2 here at Rockford. An EasyJet 757, which you do not see. There's the follow me truck with the man on the bonnet that's likely going to be directing this EasyJet 757 on where to go. I'm surprised that the bloke hasn't been thrown off of the bonnet yet, but it'll be interesting to see if he does. Is the Qatar Airbus A380 that's on the visual approach for 07 Centre here at Rockford. Yet again, nosediving it quite a bit. It seems that the centre controller might be putting them a bit high on profile for the approach, but obviously just making those small corrections and getting the gear down quite early to increase the drag and get that speed down that they're likely experiencing quite some high speed, as it's quite a tricky approach here, the 07s, and it's been interesting because the 07s have been used very, very commonly here at Rockford for the past few days, and it must be an easterly gust that we're getting here at Rockford in which they're having to use 07s. But I think just behind this Qatar A380, sorry, you can just see a KLM A330 that's also turning final as well. Possibly on the visual approach, but here's the Qatar A380 with a textbook touchdown on the touchdown zone and on the centre line as well.
Making one for Alpha.
I'm making one for Alpha, go ahead.
With a nice landing. There's the 7-3 that's just backtracking 07 Centre just behind this Qatar A380 now. You're just coming in from Perth. Oh, it'll be nice to see you. It'll be nice to, if we can, catch you. But there's the Qatar A380 just holding short of 07 Centre as the American Boeing 737 that's just landed backtracks now. Likely that they'll be giving way to the 737 as they then join it to cross 07 right, and they taxi all the way to the terminal. According to air traffic control, it seems that we've got a Mayday aircraft, was their exact words. I'm not exactly sure where the Mayday aircraft is or what it could be, but is it fair to say it's that KLM A330 there? I don't know. But we'll see as they make their initial contact with tower if it's that aircraft that we're talking about or not. There's the EasyJet Boeing 757, which you don't get, as EasyJet have got rid of the majority of their EasyJet 757s. It seems that this is probably the last one that they've got in service. Just being shown where to go by that follow me truck with the man on the bonnet there. The man on the bonnet asserting dominance. He's like that he's like that guy on the boat. Well, what's it? It's like he does that really weird dance. But if anyone knows what I'm talking about, you get me. You don't need to understand, you just have to laugh. But there's the EasyJet 757 just taxiing to 07 right here. Taxiing an Alpha just past these gates, which are the Ryanair stands here at Rockford. And the follow me truck will probably say its goodbyes before it leaves the EasyJet 757 to be, as it can't actually enter the runway without clearance, but it can taxi on the ground with clearance from the ground controller. But it's just now, speeding past the EasyJet 757 as it makes its way back towards the terminal. with the man still on the bonnet. I mean, they're probably doing about 40 miles per hour, and he's still on there, which is quite impressive. You can just see the blue-haired bloke that's driving that follow me truck there. Now on stand on the Juliet apron, we've got an Air Canada Embraer E190 that's just on stand there. Ah, and the man's off. The man is off the bonnet after what seems like forever, but he is indeed off. And it seems that the follow me truck is just trying to get him back on the follow me truck. But it's fair to say that he's quite angry that he was put on the bonnet, and so therefore he won't be budging. But we've just got a plain A380 that's also spawned in on stand here. Very rare. You don't get a lot of plain A380s. The majority of A380s are painted. So is this A380 leased, possibly? Or is it a private jet? We will see. Here's the KLM Airbus A330 KLM 5183 that's just coming in from Perth onto 07 left here at Rockford.
Apologies for the delay. It seems that the A380 is still on the runway. Like, it hasn't fully built yet.
And quite a late touchdown from this KLM A330, but it got it down in quite a nice manner. And here's the flying pencil that's just getting ready for departure from 07 right here. Yeah, the EasyJet Boeing 757 on its way to Perth. And getting quite busy here at Rockford now, as we thought it would.
Shamrock 225, we're established for 7%.
Shamrock 225, what if they land, or what is this missing?
Turn 07 to Shamrock 25.
The nice rotation from the flying pencil as it makes its way to Perth, possibly on its last voyage. And Terminal 1 here at Rockford getting very busy. Qatar A380 there with the plain A380 on stand there, and the follow me truck that seems to be pointed directly in the direction of the camera. And the man's back on the bonnet. The man is indeed back on the bonnet, but Juliet apron quite busy here now with the low-cost carriers and the smaller aircraft. So that's the likes of the 737 that we've got here, the Embraer E190 from Air Canada, and the Ryanair Boeing 737 that's not using the jetway as per usual, as they think it's quicker and more efficient to use their inbuilt stairs to board aircraft, which in a way it probably is. Very smart from Michael O'Leary. But here's the Air Lingus A330 just landing on 07 centre now as it came over our heads. So quite a nice touchdown from the Air Lingus. Welcome to Rockford, as it will have to do its very long backtrack back towards the terminal. Not actually quite sure why they're using 07 centre, as it's quite uncommon, but Terminal 1 is now getting quite busy with the heavy action. You've got a Qatar A380 here that's just holding its position, actually. I'm guessing it's waiting for the the only A380 stand here at Rockford to become free before it then taxis onto standard. We've got the UPS Boeing 747 here as well, that we saw with the nose open, just loading the cargo, just taxiing to 07 right now, on its way to Larnaca. The 2 aircraft on approach now, the Southwest 737 that we can just see in the back, and an A320 that's actually in the plane livery, so it seems that it's a leased aircraft. It seems quite unstable there on the approach. Possibly the downdraft from the mountains, or just the immense winds that are here at Rockford today. And you do actually get a lot of wind here at Rockford due to the terrain, actually. Just where Rockford's actually situated. But here's the A320 just flaring with a nice touchdown.
Could actually get Foxtrot to phone. Let's do Foxtrot Bangle, 725.
UPS 4902 holding short Alpha 2, I mean.
UPS 4902 line up runway 07 right.
Ramp no wait, 07 right.
Oh, and I'm not sure if this is normal, but we've got a Qatar A380 that decided it wants to park on that stand, which I must stress is primarily for smaller aircraft and not for the A380. But here's the Lingus A330. It's just crossing 07 right. And it seems we've got quite a bottleneck here. We've got a KLM A330 there, and we've got a Boeing we've got an Airbus A380 that's just pushed off a stand there as well.
Holding Foxtrot, Shamrock 25.
UPS 747 just departing there.
Mr. 967 holding point golf.
Mr. 967, continue ahead, wait behind traffic.
If I'm continue ahead and wait behind traffic, Mr. 967.
And it seems that this is a Vistara A320, but it's just been leased, so that's why it's in the plane livery. But operating under the call sign of Vistara, so it seems that it's a Vistara, a subsidiary of Air India. And KLM A330 there, with a menacing Antonov AN225 that's also spawned in. The largest aircraft in the world. Quite impressive, really.
Just stand by.
If I'm standing by, Mr. 967.
Rockford Tower, Southwest 8975. We're on the ILS 07 center.
Southwest 7975, clear to land, runway 07 center.
07 center, clear land, Southwest 8975, thanks.
And we've just had a Southwest that's contacted us. And they are on the final approach for 07 center. Here they are, Southwest Boeing 737 that's just coming in from Tokyo. No pressure, Southwest. No pressure at all. Will they slam it, or will they do quite nicely the American version of Ryanair? And I suppose, as the American version of Ryanair, they should actually slam it. But are they going to break the stereotypes and absolutely grease this landing onto 07 center? Just reported wind shear there, but they seem to be Oh, hold on, but they're up. But they are up, and they reported the wind shear. And they're back up. They did seem quite unstable just on the air.
We'll contact tower 1.
They did seem quite
Sorry,
unstable
124.85, thanks, bye.
at the last maybe 100 feet roughly, but they did report wind shear. And as you can see, that windsock has just drastically, well, it's pulling in this direction, so indicating a crosswind to the left. So it's understandable as to why that southwest had to go around, but it will be nice to see them come back in for a second approach. Or maybe they're just very terrible pilots and they just can't succumb to the fact that, you know, the winds aren't even that bad. I'm not saying I could do any better, but maybe you need to just be a better pilot, I suppose. Maybe Southwest just needs to train their pilots better and ultimately just do better. Very shocking. Not impressed. But we can just see the Aer Lingus A330 that's still waiting. But obviously I don't think that they can go anywhere due to that Emirates 777. The annoying thing here... The annoying thing here about Rockford is there's one taxiway in to Terminal 2 and one taxiway out. So, it means that when an aircraft is taxiing out, an aircraft will have to hold short to let that aircraft taxi out, and it does create quite the bottlenecks. But we've got the Vistara aircraft that's just holding short of 07 right now as well. With the A380 there, the least A380 that's just departing 07 right now, plummeting down at a very fast rate. And it now rotates as it departs with what seems to be a wing wave from the pilots. And a nice departure from that A380. And you can just see the Southwest 737 that had to go around, just circling, seems to be making its downwind leg for the E070 at Rockford. Oh, and we've got an aircraft here. It's just landing on 07 left. With a nice touchdown, quite off centre line though. A US Air Force aircraft with a very big nose, and that nose does actually look a bit like William's head. When you think about it, it's just that it's a nose, not a head. But looks a bit like a platypus actually. Very ugly aircraft, I must say. But it's vacating right on hotel here. Yeah, just vacating 07 left here onto hotel. And Qantas Airbus A330 there, just holding short of 07 right here as well.
Sorry, go ahead. Qantas 28 Alpha Kilo, line up and wait, runway 07 right.
Line up, wait, 07 right,
The Qantas A330 just lining up now.
The 048, continue to hot truck, which kill. Alpha Kilo clear to be ready to take off runway 07 right, wind speed 3 knots 130.
Clear for takeoff 07 right, Qantas 28 Alpha Kilo.
The Qantas A330 just departing 07 right now. And in the back, a Paratrike. Yeah, just the diverse aircraft that you get here at Rockford. With a nice rotation from the Qantas A380. And it seems that the wind has died down as the windsock's decided it wants to droop now, which is actually a good thing. And we've got 2 airfield operations hands, one in US Air Force attire it seems, possibly waiting for this Air Force aircraft to come in. Is it a Voyager it seems? That's just come in from RAF Scampton actually, so must have some very important people on board, and that's why it's being directed to a hangar.
Confirm you're on approach runway 07 left.
It's 772. We have some ideas from
ICE Boeing 757 that's just coming in from Keflavik. You don't get a lot of the ICE Boeing 757s anymore, not at all. And Embraer E190 here, operated by Jazz Airlines. E190, that's being very brave, taking an intersection Charlie departure. So yeah, very brave indeed, but they are making their way onto the runway very quickly and applying full thrust as soon as they enter. Oh my, hold on. We'll have a look at this E190 just apart, and then we'll go back to what I think was a crowd of Ryanair 737s. But there's that E190 just rotating there as the gear starts to come up now, and it's a quick rotation actually, so must be very light. But as that departs, I have to pan the camera here. If I'm correct, we've got 1 Ryanair, 2 Ryanair, 3 Ryanair, 4 Ryanair, 5 Ryanair Boeing 737s on the Juliet apron here at Rockford. I don't know if I'm schizophrenic or if I'm just looking at a crowd of Ryanair, but it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane, even if I do say so myself. There's like 5 Ryanairs. They're all just taking up the Juliet apron. I don't know where they're going, what's going on there. A bit of an interesting one, that. Bit of an interesting one indeed. But there's that Southwest 737 just coming back around, as it had to go around due to wind shear. And we actually missed the ICE Air come in, unfortunately, as we were panning to those Ryanair 737s. But I think it's fair. We can just see the ICE Air are requesting a small backtrack, so it means they'll be turning around there. And you can just see the pilots in the flight deck of the flying pencil there now. Lovely aircraft indeed, really nice aircraft. And the climb on that thing is insane as well. And you can just see that very ugly aircraft that came in. Now on the engine testing area. I thought it was actually going into there, but it's not. It's made its way into the engine testing area now. And that Southwest 737's just checked in with us again, as they make their second try for 07 right, I believe they said, or 07 centre here at Rockford. Yet again, no pressure. They bottled it the first time. Are they going to bottle it the second time? We shall see. But it's now down to 3 Ryanairs on the Juliet apron now. 1 departing to Melor, and the second departing to Tokyo. There we can just see what seems to be the tail of an Emirates Airbus A380, possibly on the on Terminal 1 here at Rockford. And there's the ICE Air just having having completed its backtrack, now taxiing to hold short of 07 right. But I'd like to focus the attention on this southwest, who completes a very nice landing. Completes not a bad landing, but on the second try, if they were that good, they would have done it on the first, but they didn't, so they're not good. And they are just rolling down to take that hotel intersection. I would say I'm impressed, but I'm not, because if they were good pilots, they would have done it on the first try, albeit with wind shear. But there's the ICE 757 just crossing 07 right and being handed off to ground. Unfortunately, we didn't catch the landing, but we should catch them on the turnaround, and we should catch their departure route. But we've got the two 737s here, the first being in the background, and the first getting ready for its taxi now. And if my hearing is correct, this Paratrike has just been given clearance for takeoff on 07 right, and they rotate not even 10 seconds after they apply. Well, I don't know, can you apply thrust on that thing? But it's a Paratrike and it's climbing very, very, very quickly. Very quickly indeed, actually. And they've actually filed. They're coming back here to Rockford. But there's the ICE 757 that we were just talking about. Seems to be taxiing to one of these stands here. Very lovely aircraft, the 757. And the Southwest 737 that's just vacated 07 left here. Now taxiing to hold short of 07 right. The control tower looking quite quiet with one person inside of it. And now we've got a second UPS 747, the second one on the stream today, with the nose up. They seem to be loading some cargo up, ready for their departure to Tokyo.
Delta Echo Bravo Juliet Alpha, you'll be doing touching goals for full stop at Dawson Center.
And the EasyJet A320 that's coming in from Perth.
Put me on base left or runway Dawson
for a 07 centre, just on their final approach now. And the Paratrike asking if they can do touch and goes on the main runway here at Rockford. I think that would indeed cause some delays. But it's the EasyJet Airbus A320 07 centre.
Roger, let's cross runway 07. Actually, hold position. Hold position.
Delta 14 Alpha with you, Alpha 1, holding short of December.
Delta 1 for Alpha, line for runway 07 right.
Well, that was a lovely landing, wow. Lovely landing from the EasyJet A320 there.
I guess 7 and 7.
Although they will have to complete their very, very long backtrack. I wish them luck. But the Southwest just crossing 07 right here at Rockford. Where are they? There they are, and they'll probably be taxiing directly onto one of those stands that we can just see within the frame. Delta A350 on its way to Tokyo, that's just lining up on 07 right, waiting for the Southwest to clear before they are likely to be given their departure clearance. Delta Airbus A350-900 on their way to Tokyo today.
Just extend
extend down and Delta
go down with him, so ED Delta continue T2 past center.
So again, 96 Delta taxi instructions.
Mike 1 plus runway 2 taxi, and 8 left into Gulf 3.
Mike 1, Golf 3, level 6 Delta.
And no emergencies so far,
Frequency 2 approved, contact 120.
which is quite good.
120.5.
Don't want to jinx it, but it's fair to say that there might be an emergency shortly. There might be. You never know, but who knows? Who knows? We've just got a FedEx DC-10 that's going to come in for final here at Rockford as well. Delta A350 just rolling down the runway here at Rockford on their way to Tokyo. With the Southwest in the background.
The Jingle approved the center Delta for Bravo Juliet.
With a nice rotation. And I think we'll see maybe 2 more departures and 1 more arrival before we call it a day. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I am off to Myrtle Avenue, the good old renowned Heathrow spotting location. So no streaming tomorrow, unfortunately. But I thought I'd get a stream in to test out this API, which I must admit is very, very nice, and it's fair to say that the developer is developing them very nicely, and they will be, well, who knows? Maybe they'll be ready very shortly. Just a thought for you to think about, but very nice API, and very nice overlay for the stream as well. It's a really nice design. But as I said, who knows? Maybe they'll be ready for the public shortly, and maybe you'll be able to utilise them. You never know. But Ryanair 737 that's ready for their departure to Tokyo, and we've also got FedEx DC-10 that's just I don't know what to say. They've done it. Well, they're on the grass, but I don't really know what to say to that. They're what on earth? That was whew, that was something. But if my memory serves me correctly, that's the Southwest we were talking about. And I think that they're still waiting for a stand. They've been waiting for about 5 to 10 minutes, which is quite long. But we've got the first Ryanair, the second Ryanair, separated by a wonderful Pepsi Concorde. And here's the Paratrike.
Don't need that much runway. I like using the whole.
They are pitching all the way up. I don't know if they're going to stall. I don't think they are, but it'd be nice to have a go on one of those, see how they operate. But here's the Ryanair Boeing 737 getting ready for their departure to Tokyo as the second Ryanair goes for the intersection and holds short of Alpha 2 here, with the Concorde just taxiing behind. That I think after we've watched these Ryanairs get out, we will call it a day. And I think we've also got an A380 inbound, so we'll have a look at that A380 and then we'll probably call it a day. So there's the Ryanair Boeing 737 plummeting down 07 right, ready for their departure. And with a nice rotation. And the gear's coming up now.
Låter sig flyga ut också.
Emirates Airbus A380
Echo X ray Papa 1, Roger clear for visual.
getting ready to depart to Tokyo.
Confirm you're already on the river.
I wish I could say
Over time, Johnson.
it's nice and rare to see an Emirates A380, but I'd be lying. Emirates have a lot of A380s, and so therefore I think it's fair to say it's not very common anymore, which is quite unfortunate, as it takes away the thrill. But I think it's always quite cool to see an A380. So I don't know. What do you guys think? But there's that Pepsi Concorde just lining up now. It seems that air traffic control are going to get this Pepsi out, and then they'll get the Ryanair out after. But the Paratrike, they're still pitching up. I don't know what they're doing actually. Are they landing, or are they levitating over the runway? I'm not too sure. But there's the UPS 747 just getting ready, just taxiing now. They'll be taxiing to 07 right, on their way to Tokyo, taking cargo as worldwide services. What does that say? Synchronizing the world of commerce. I've not had very good experiences with UPS, to be fair. I mean, I always forget my packages. I think I'll stick with what's it not? DPD, is that the name? DPD, DHL, anything other than UPS, I suppose. I think I'll even take Shein over flipping DPD. And you've got to like, I forgot the name of it. I'd take anything over UPS, to be fair. But there's the Concorde with a very quick climb, just climbing into the sky now. And here's the Ryanair Boeing 737. Just lining up on 07 right now. And I think we'll see. Hold on, I don't want to miss it. A380 just coming in now. There we go. Just getting it in frame. Just landing on the westerly. Sorry, the easterly left runway here. Their wing just narrowly missing our head actually. But in the plain livery, and they'll be taxiing down hotel as they make their way back to stand. But a firm but good landing from that Emirates A380. Sorry, the plane A380. Ryanair Boeing 737 now, storming down the runway. But a quick gear retraction there. And two heavies. We've got one Emirates A380, and then we've got the second. So we've got the King and the Queen. What a perfect couple indeed. What a perfect couple. Truly a perfect couple. And behind that we seem to have a Learjet.
Holy my god, is this the Paratrike, man?
And the Emirates A380 just lining up on 07 right now, getting ready for their departure to Tokyo. You were the sorry, I've not actually been looking at the chat, but you were the easy A320. I'll go back to real time after watching my landing back to see it. Sporty, I was the easy A320. Not a bad landing at all. Very nice landing, very smooth indeed.
Bravo Juliet Alpha, we're on downwind runway 7 prepare for a full stop. What's up? I'm 7 because we're on Delta Juliet Alpha.
It's too heavy.
And we'll just watch these two aircraft get out. So we'll watch the Emirates and the UBS get out, and then we'll call it a day. And we'll be back on Thursday. What day is it today? Tuesday. So we'll be back on Thursday.
M30 takeoff runway 07 left.
Clear to take off, Emirates too heavy.
UPS 01 heavy.
Go ahead.
UPS 01 heavy. Line up away runway 07.
Line up and wait, runway 07 right, UPS 41 heavy.
Good day, Tower Raider 79er 62 holding short Alpha 2.
Radar 7 and 60. Hello. Wait, too heavy. Radar contact established. Contact Rockford Tower 124.85.
And the UPS just lined up behind that Emirates A380 there.
It's 01 heavy. Stand
by, UPS 41 heavy. Just saying hello to the bombardier. Where are you heading?
Headed to Perth, how about you?
No joke, just some packages. Because the MDLNS went down on me. Rest in peace, MDLNS from UPS.
Silent on the silence one.
Yeah, just after this flight I'm going to watch the match Poland-Sweden for the Euro Cup, for the FIFA World Cup.
Was that on on the Discord chat? Was that someone's? Oh my gosh! What is going on? I think we just heard someone's stomach go on Discord. What is going on here?
There's gonna be a
Oh, that made me laugh. Here's the UPS 74 just rolling down.
behind departing traffic line up runway 07.
Just rolling down 07 around the way to Tokyo.
Line up and wait 07 right.
Yeah, the final departure will manage to catch before we hop off. A slow rotation indeed, actually.
One heavy. Contact 124. This may
contact number for the more 850.
But yeah, quite a nice stream we managed to get. Thank you all for joining. I'm glad we managed to test out this new API as well. Really nice API. All I'm going to say is it's likely that you will see it coming shortly. So I say that you will stay tuned. But we'll be on Thursday. Is the next time that we'll be on. So I hope you've all had a nice one. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. Managed to get some good action. No emergencies though, which is actually pretty good. Especially as Rockford's been absolutely terrorised by emergencies recently. But yeah, not been too bad in terms of emergencies today. So I hope you're all having a nice day, evening, night, wherever you are, and